I'm sorry I haven't... Yep, that's pretty much what Oceanview is so far. It's just a collection of extremely wealthy people, and very big condo towers. Why is this bus turning around? The fuck did that bus go? Oh no, it was a camper. I thought it was one of our minivans. Or our minibuses. Are the minibuses on the highway? Where are my minibuses? I'd assume they all got released at the same time. Why don't I... Where are they? There's one here stuck in traffic. And the rest are over here. We just... Shit, I closed it! Oh my god. We reached the final milestone! Oh my god. Hey Chris, you got here at just the right time. We reached the final milestone. Oh my god. And, I mean... Obviously, we already unlocked all of the tiles, because we had 81 tiles, but we finally finished the final milestone. We've got to 6,500 people, or 65,000 people. Oh my god. That is incredible. It took us... How long? 2 months to get here? And we're finally at 65,000 people. That is crazy. And just... God, imagine what our population's gonna be when we finish the rest of the city. If this and this is only 65,000 people, imagine what it's gonna be when all of this is high-density housing. And commercial and offices and stuff. And also this is also going to be high density commercial and residential and shit. Good lord, we're going to have... I think clearly we're going to pass the 100,000 mark. I think we're going to pass the 100,000 mark. The only... No, I don't have realistic population. So no, this is vanilla, fake, you know, overinflated population. I don't like realistic population, to be honest. I just like the game how it is. So we'll definitely count less. There's obviously not 65,000 people that live here. So no. The not concern, but we're clearly going to pass the 100,000 mark, especially by filling out these whole areas. Wow, okay, that was something I was not expecting to reach today. Wasn't even thinking about that. Awesome. So, what I was trying to say, for who were rudely interrupted, is these are adorable, and they're cute. Okay, Oceanview, or Oceanside, you've done something for us. You've progressed us to the next step in life. So... I think that I'm gonna continue. Whoa. No. That one, thank you. Okay. Sweet. I feel like if I got realistic population at this point, it would probably break everything. That's something I wouldn't mind looking at. As much as I've played this game, and even with the 1600 hours, thank you, academic year. With the 1600 hours that I put into this game, I've still never played with realistic population. So, I mean, I'm not entirely opposed to it. I just never thought that that was something that I really needed to play with. I know a lot of people do play with it. I know a lot of people live by it. I never play. If I'm gonna do vanilla City Skylines, why? Clearly, I'm not playing vanilla City Skylines. But this is mostly vanilla. But I feel like stuff like that, like Industries, what is it? Industries Reworked. What the hell mod is that? Something like that, like completely changes how the special industries work. And to be honest, I really don't know what Transfer Manager does. I really haven't noticed a difference. The only thing I did with Transfer Manager was change the like want of the AI to go to the road instead of export by rail or plane. I think I'll just show you because I forgot what the word is. Transfer or vehicle AI. Oh no, import export. Outside connection options. I cranked up plane and road because I want them to choose ship and rail more than plane, or even more specifically road. So I hope I really haven't noticed a massive change since then, but I have noticed a change in at least traffic down here. I think one of the biggest things that I did that changed was put this toll booth here. I think that, and then I didn't say this earlier, I cranked the price all the way to the top so that as few people go and clog up this intersection as possible. So now people use this, but clearly not as many people use this as before. They mostly go this way. Or they now take the new route we added and go one of these directions. Yeah. So I don't really know what I want to do with this side yet. I mean, in theory, I could just like keep going. Like I could just draw this road as a placeholder and just like keep building more. Oh, crap. As a placeholder and keep going. But I feel like if I had the choice, I would rather find a place to stop. At least in the meantime, while we're developing the rest of the city. I don't just want to completely fill everything with low-density residential. So I'll definitely fill in, like, this area. But as far as out here and, like, this, I'm not going to touch this yet. But I'll definitely fill in, like, right here. And speaking of filling in right there, let me do that. So... Boo. So, one of the things I was... my brain kind of turned off when you asked me that, and I was just kind of staring at it, trying to figure out an answer. One of the things that I love to do in this game is extremely modded cities. So, super, super detailed, heavy use of custom assets. That's one of the things that I love to do in this game. The reason why I didn't do it this time is because one of the reasons was it's a lot of work to get a working asset list proper, and to constantly be keeping updated with the assets to make sure that they're not broken. Oh yeah, that's definitely what I'm gonna do. But I'm just gonna use this. Oh my lord. There we go. But it takes a lot of effort to keep up the asset list, and it takes a lot of effort to find things that work and find mods that work, using like building leveler, stuff like that. So when I started this series, it was right after Parks and Plazas, or Plazas and Promenades came out, and apparently Plazas, and I'm just gonna say Promenades, when Promenades came out, it broke like all of the mods that like everyone has been using forever. So like 81 tiles and Surface Painter. That's I still don't have Surface Painter. So when I started this series, originally, like before I actually started the first episode of this series, I had hundreds of a couple thousand assets subscribed to. I had built a whole theme. I used the district theme manager to create a ton of themes for low density residential, and then a bunch of high density residential and stuff. And I had a ton of assets, but then everything broke and none of the mods got updated, and apparently Bloody Penguin has just like dropped off the face of the planet. So stuff like Surface Painter and what was the other one I was thinking about? Oh, I still have no death care. Apparently, I hate playing with death care. Okay, tangent. My logic, I am a city planner. Death care is a private business. That is a commercial use. Just like childcare. That is a commercial use. I, as a city planner, should not be involved in the care of dead people. Yes, I understand it creates a mechanic for the game, and it creates the balance between keeping your citizens healthy and then not zoning a lot, yada yada, but I just find it such an asinine thing for me to have to deal with as someone building a city. So I always play with no death care. So no death care by Bloody Penguin still works. As even though all the other mods don't. So there was a ton of stuff that I wanted to do that I just couldn't. I couldn't use those mods. I couldn't use those assets that I wanted to, effectively at least, to get a nice, realistic city. And after playing around with it forever, I mean, Rasor County was supposed to start like 3 weeks earlier than when I actually first streamed, which was, I think, the VOD was uploaded to YouTube on the 29th of September. So we've been playing this for 2 months. It was supposed to start sooner, but because of all the issues I was having with assets, you absolutely have to plan graveyards, 100%. But as a city planner, I'm not building the graveyard. I'm just zoning this use can happen in this plot. I'm not, as a city planner, I physically am not the company who is building and maintaining a graveyard. Just like death care, crematoriums. City planners would put out, this is the use that you can put in this particular lot, but the city planner is not in charge of making sure all the dead bodies don't get stuck in traffic and then all the hearses are in use and there's dead bodies piling up in houses. That's not... I play this game to be a city planner, not... I don't play this as a game. I play this as a city builder. But... what was I saying? I don't know. To me, it was a lot, and I wanted to fix it as much as I could. I wanted to have a heavily modded series. Bring out your dad! Yeah. But it just wasn't gonna happen. So I also realized how much effort it is to have a custom city, because unless you're using like the theme manager or other mods like that, you have to place everything yourself, and it was taking a lot of effort to get specifically like houses, like suburban houses. It was becoming very difficult to find houses to fill every gap, like every the 1x1s and the 2x2s and 2x3 or 1x3. It was hard finding assets to fit those weird lots, because I like zoning. I like zoning more than Rico placing buildings. I have Rico. I don't really know why I have Rico. To be honest, I haven't actually used it since I started playing. But if I need to, I like the option of having Rico. But to me, especially being the first series, think about it in terms of, how do I say this without sounding like an asshole? In terms of this being, I have very few followers on Twitch. Not that I'm discounting how much I'm thankful that you guys are here, but if I'm gonna go so off the deep end and make an extremely detailed, heavily modded, heavily detailed series, and only 4 people are going to watch it, I decided to start with a vanilla series first to grab the attention of people, which clearly it has, because now I have you lovely people here. And then in the future, I'll do heavily modded series, also when all the problems get fixed after all these updates have come out. So that, look forward to that in the future. I've dropped the hint to be all hints that eventually in the future we will have a heavily modded series, and most likely it will probably be cyberpunk themed, because that is my personality pretty much, is 80s synth and cyberpunk. Yes, shut up. And that's why most of the music that you hear in the background is synth music. From Epidemic, which I am very glad I have an Epidemic subscription. And if you had ever wondered where I got all this music, this music comes from, is Epidemic. That was a cost that I decided to eat because I like the music that they have. But yeah, again, that is something that I would love to do in the future, would be to have a heavily modded series. So that will happen. That will happen eventually. Just not in the meantime. And Woo. Oh, I have to fix the speed. I forgot about that. 50. There we go. Ooh. Okay. I feel like that's pretty much as I'm going to fill out in Oceanview for the meantime. I could just like randomly put one of our nah, because I want this to kind of be the center of the Skylines. And most of this is going to be just pure... What the hell? Water. Before anything happens, water. You guys need to remind me of that. I always forget to put the water down. I caught myself this time, but usually I don't put the pipes down before I start zoning. Oh, that was close. I almost got it. Oh, one of the other things that I was thinking about, hydration. I mean, technically I do have hydration right here. It may or may not be a super big gulp full of Mountain Dew. Num num num. So, one of the things that I was going to say, in terms of doing, vanilla assets, vanilla buildings, more than, not, is I can blow through an area a lot faster because I'm not fine controlling what buildings are being built there. 100% non-off-brand Dr. Pepper. See, because I'm weird, what I'll do is I'll go to the store and buy like multiple cases of soda because I'm the most unhealthiest person in the world. I'll buy cases of soda and then I'll go to like Wawa or 7-Eleven, depending on which one I'm stopping at first, and get a big gulp or Wawa's equivalent, whatever ounce fountain drink, and then I'll reuse the cup for like a week and a half. So when I finish drinking this, I'll just put ice in it and just like refill it, compared to going to 7-Eleven every day on the way to work and filling this myself. It just reuse the same cup. Because that means I can transport it better. Because in my mind, I hate drinking canned soda at work, unless it's a Monster, because the can's bigger. But I hate drinking canned soda at work, so I'd rather just keep it in the big gulp cup. I'm weird, yes, I know. I want to have, like, 2 random buildings. Just like in Miami, what I was thinking about. That is valid. But, you know. Well, I also have... I will admit this. I do have a 40-ounce LTT water bottle. That's usually, and I'll keep, even if I have a big gulp of Mountain Dew, I keep water in that just in case I need water. So I will admit I'm an LTT nerd. LTTstore.com. Not sponsored. I wish I was, but I'm not. How many people are using this? 66 people there, and 219 there. Good lord. These trains are almost full. Oh, I think this is the first outside train I've noticed. Okay. Interesting. Is there something I can put here? There's something like tiny I can put here. No. Isn't this tiny? No, not tiny enough. Oh, maybe tiny enough. Actually, yeah, that's small enough. There we go. Haha. I've cheated the system. Cool. I was trying to find something to put there. Hello, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're 2 hours and 40 minutes in, apparently. I just noticed that. Lord. We've been working on Oceanside so far. Oceanside is our new community. Oceanside's our new community that we're developing across the water from everything else that we've done. So finally, we're getting a new city, and also this will allow us to start touching on putting some stuff over here. I'm still waiting. I said this earlier. I'm still waiting for the financial district thing to come out, which I think is December 18th, so like 2.5 weeks from now. I don't want to touch the city center until then, and specifically, I'm still trying to figure out. I have a sandbox version of this map that I test out ideas and I test out if stuff works first before I actually implement it for you guys to watch. And the thing I'm struggling with for the most part is the whole of the layout of downtown. I'm just trying to find something that, one, looks nice, but two, also like works properly. But more importantly, I'm trying to make something that makes sense, because everything I've come up with so far just looks absolutely terrible. So the Skyscrapers DLC is really nice, and I'm 100% going to be using that in downtown. And I'm still struggling with finding where I want to place them. So what the current, I'll point and look, the current like overarching plan is there will be a I could do that. I actually didn't think about that. Because they're monuments, they're tourism buildings. I completely forgot that you could do that. That will 100% be something that I will do. Okay then, so I'll keep that in the back of my head. The plan right now for downtown, and I still don't have a name for downtown yet, because Rasor County is the overarching name for the whole map, so everything is Rasor County, but I still haven't found a name for like the main city. I could call it like Mintberg or something like that, which I think would be fun. Iceberg. Or I'd figure out some name for it. What I've kind of done is I've stolen this map's like layout, and I've kind of used these roads or these trees as layouts for the main arteries, and then of course there's grids between them. The way it's worked out is the main, quote unquote, in my head, financial center, which is where all the big buildings are. I'm not going to place the super big one, the tallest one that's in the DLC. I am not placing this because compared to everything, it's too tall and it's too iconic now in terms of this game and everyone using this pack. So to try to attempt to keep my city from not looking like everyone else's downtown at this point, I'm not going to be placing this building because everyone has this building in their city now. So this will be the main financial core. Like, this is where all the tallest buildings will be, and the newest. So this will be modern, new, tall high-rises. Right here is going to be a harbor, I get the cruise ship terminal. So cruise ship terminal and a seaplane depot, maybe. I don't know how I would do that in vanilla. But this would be a big harbor, like tourism inbound area. So this would be a place where people would be shipping in and out. There's going to be like the ferry terminal here, stuff like that. So kind of like on Seattle's waterfront, Seattle has the ferry terminal that's like a huge giant complex that has a ton of traffic going in and out of it. That's what I'm going to build here. But there will also be like an office complex stapled to it. So in part of in like one giant building, there'll be like one or two high rises sticking out of it. So main core, kind of random high rises. Over here somewhere is what I'm calling the like old downtown, which is going to be a collection of most of the old, like the older style, like 70s office buildings. So like these, like the 70s and 80s style office buildings. So this will be the older center of downtown. And then this, I am planning to put a second train station. So this track, I know I'm going on a rambly tangent, but that's what you're here for, so, you know. This track I'm going to double track. I'll put a station here, like just a regular ass train station, most likely this one. So most likely this one will be right here. And then the Grand Central Station, which I am using this one. So I'm using this as our main terminal, and this will be right here pretty much. Okay. So around this, I kind of want to steal the light from Hudson Yards, and I kind of want to make it a redeveloped industry zone. So it's going to be a lot of super modern, like, residential buildings, and more specifically, these. So it'd be a collection of all of these residential buildings, in like a big complex. And I'll probably, you know, use Move It to copy and paste them a couple times, because it's going to be a big complex, so I'm going to have more than just 4 of these. And of course, if they're built by the same developer at the same time, it kind of makes sense that it'd be the same building. So in theory, we're going to... Can I delete the building? Thank you. In theory, we're going to have 4 different parts of the skyline. So it's going to be a fairly spread out, wide skyline versus one point of buildings. It'll be a spread out, natural layout of downtown. And then what I'm calling, again, I still don't have a name for it, what I'm in my head calling downtown sister city. As much as Sunset Beach has its own urban core, and Aspen has its own urban core, and apparently now Oceanview has its own urban core. Whatever this city turns out to be, I'm gonna have the rest of the buildings I don't use from the skyscraper pack over here. So this will be the second biggest city in Rasor County. And I want this one to be a little bit more historical, because obviously it's not going to be as new and, like, heavily important as this city is. So it'll be smaller, kind of a more believable downtown versus this, which I'm kind of taking inspiration from, like, San Fran and Seattle and Manhattan and all that. I'm kind of cramming those all together. This will be just kind of a standard American waterfront downtown. I also want to use buildings like the Arco Castle Apartments Complex, apparently. So I want buildings about this height. So this height buildings over here versus buildings that are this tall over here, if that makes sense. So that's, and also I want this to be in my head. I haven't even, in my sandbox world, I have a road with the buildings I want over here on it. Like, I haven't even attempted to try to do this, because I'm going to have to bring the highway over here, and also the highway is going to have to come all the way into downtown. Yeah, that's it. So it spreads out. It makes Rasor County more believable rather than like one city and then just like suburbs all around it. So in the future, this highway will come along here somewhere and then meet up again with this. We're going to have a cargo port here, so another cargo port right here, and possibly one right here, because this city, like I was saying, this city I kind of want to be a tech city. Like, if I can find a way to somehow make a complex, like, you know, Google's headquarters is like a giant complex of buildings, or Microsoft even. If I can do something like that, that is what I want to do over here, is kind of do like Microsoft's complex. And also place down stuff like the, I don't know where it is, the electronics factory. This one. So place down the electronics factory. So that would be why you would have a cargo port here. So I'm going to put a couple special industry buildings. And maybe even, what does oil look like? Ooh. So this also may be where we have the rest of the unique industries. So we may have the oil and ore industries in this valley. And that's why we would have the port here. I don't know where we've gone on a full tangent. I'm not even working in the city at this point. I'm just talking. And I do apologize if you're here to watch me work on the city. I'm just letting you guys know what the future holds, so you're prepared for when we do it in the future. I still don't know where I want to put the forestry industry. There's nowhere on this map that has a large collection of trees that I want to affect. So these, I fairly want to keep maybe not this one, but definitely this. I want to make this another national park. This is going to be a giant national park. I kind of want to make this a national park, because all these mountains, and I would feel really bad, especially with a beautiful mountain range like this, to just like plow a bunch of tree farms in here. What I might do is I might just bite it and like use the tree brush to just like paint a bunch of trees in one of these blocks, and then just turn one of these blocks into like just like a very bad looking forestry industry. I may do that like over here somewhere. That'll be something we do in the future. I still don't know where I want to put the airport. There's a portion of my brain that wants to put it here. You do have conflict with mountains, but not really if you line up the runways this way and this way. So definitely you wouldn't have a runway going this way. But you could have a runway facing this way, and definitely facing parallel this way. But I just feel like that's gonna affect it'd be a little, I mean, it wouldn't be that close to downtown, but I feel like this is kind of like a dumb place to put it. but also it would fill up a lot of space, which I wouldn't have to fill with neighborhoods, so that I might put it here. The other place that I'm thinking is right here, or somewhere in this general area. Possibly even right here, maybe. Ooh, no, not right there. Well, maybe, but definitely possibly right here. And I could definitely build a copycat of either Phoenix Sky Harbor International or Heathrow, because I could have 2 parallel runway, or 2 or 3 parallel runways. So that's what is on the plan right now. I'm definitely not going to put it like over here somewhere. Could put it here, possibly. This is a little not flat enough for me, so I actually could put it like right here. But I kind of want it closer to downtown, because downtown's where a lot more tourism is going to happen. So it may end up being here. That is something I still really have to figure out. I also was thinking about building multiple small airports. So obviously I'm going to build a giant international airport somewhere, but like Aspen and like I could do that right here. Aspen and Sunset Beach could have a little airport. So like 1 runway and like 10 gates or something like that. It'd be enough to bring tourism in, but it wouldn't be an international airport. Same over here. Like I could build a LaGuardia-sized airport in downtown somewhere. Like I could do it like right here, maybe. Not really. That'd be a dumb place to put it. Like right somewhere. Especially for somewhere this big. Yeah, it would make sense to have multiple airports. So I may end up not even making like a super massive airport. Because the terrain just doesn't work out in this map to, if I'm gonna put it somewhere. Sorry, I hit my mic. It doesn't make sense for it to go somewhere other than like right here, because it's right next to the highway, but it's so far out from the city. So that may be something we do. I still need to work on that. And there's still a lot of planning that I have to do to finish that. But that is something that I am thinking about. So if you're worried about if we're ever going to have an airport, yes, we will, but eventually. It will happen in the future. I think that is about as much as I can do for Oceanview. Oh, I want to put some trees in here though. Ugh, there's gaps in here that I just noticed. Goddamn rich people. God, I hate them. You legally have to hate everyone who lives in Oceanview in Rasor County. That's a decree that I am making as God King Emperor of Rasor County. Is if you live in Rasor County, you legally have to hate everyone who comes from Oceanview. Everyone who owns property in Oceanview is an asshole. Look at them with their 2 train state. Oh, we finally got power issues. I'm gonna put another geothermal down, but where though? I could just like put it around there. Is that enough to quench your power desires? It should be. Yeah, for now at least. Cool. That is looking very nice. Well, that actually looks really nice. I'm utterly surprised. Oh, piers. That's the... I knew I was missing something. I want to put a pier or 2 plus a floating cafe plus a floating marina, I guess. Oh, you're too far off from the road. Oh, poor baby, too far off from the road. Maybe I'll build them another pier. No. Grid. No. Grid. Thank you. And again with the stupid there. I don't know why that's happening. So they got 2 piers. And no one will ever go out here, because there's no reason for them to go out here. I think I want to move this. Oh, no, I don't want it to be on the curved bit. There we go. I want to place a ferry terminal. And I want to unlock the road and then move it. So now, in the future, good lord, that is really high off the water. What the hell? In the future, we will have ferry connectivity to this area. But that's something we'll do, something we'll have in the very far future. So, how many passengers do you see? 74. That's a lot of passengers. 151 at that train station, and 216. Christ almighty. Everyone wants to come to this station, apparently. How many people are on you? 80 people are on you, and then 197. Good lord, that's a lot of people. Oof. We may have to elevate this over the road. That's something I don't want to do, but it's something we may have to do. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. That's the last thing. Stroport? Huh. Stroport. I'm fairly certain I'm saying that wrong. Okay, so 10 meters. And I just took the power out. Hold on. How am I gonna get the power? These rich people get to have a power line in front of their house. Go away. This to there, and then these two closer together. And then try to lower them as much as they're still not at the same height. Lower them as much as possible. And then I think that that is an interesting name. I'll figure out something. Probably something involving razors or... I'll name it Gillette City. I cracked myself up. Okay, so in theory, that should fix all of our issues. There we go. Now the train can pass over without any issue. Cool. That didn't really take that much effort, I'm surprised. Cool. I actually really like that. That worked out very well. Do the bug spray vans hit it? Nah, they're fine. Cool. That's really helpful. Sweet. As far as that's concerned, then, that is Oceanview. Took us long enough. It took us quite some time. But yeah, we have developed a whole new city for us to play with. I think I'm gonna try to see if Surface Painter is working. The reason why I kept this here is for more historical context. In my mind, this was an older, like, industry area. So there was a lot more. There was like a harbor here, and they were exporting freight, but now it's just here. So it's just kind of land that, in theory, a developer could just buy up and redevelop. That may be something we do in the future. That maybe this gets torn up and a developer rebuilds it. But for the meantime, I think that that is good. And I have been going on long enough that I think that all of you are tired of hearing me ramble. So, hopefully you all enjoyed today's stream. I love all of you. You all are the best. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow, but I'll probably stream at 3 instead of noon. Just timing. I'll post it on Twitter when I figure out when I'm gonna stream. Speaking of, follow me on Twitter. I'm always active on there. I post stream updates and plans for what I'm gonna do for that day. So just let me know. No problem. As always, join my Discord. We're always dumb. We got some fun stuff there. We're meme lords. Something new, support me on Ko-fi if you feel like it. It'd be really appreciated. Beyond your support that you guys have already given me. And I always cut these streams up and post the VODs to YouTube. So just look for those there, probably by the end of today or tomorrow. Anyway, love you all. See you next time. Bye.